Welcome to MAFS Madness on So Many Receipts. I'm Fleur Michelle.
And I'm Shelley Seddon. We're journalists, reality show addicts, and obsessed with Married at First Sight.
Bringing you all the tea from MAFS 2026. Let's get stuck in.
Brooke is now blaming MAFS for airing that toxic dinner party footage and has lodged a complaint with production because she didn't want viewers to see it.
Well, she insulted everyone, including Target, even though she's modeled for the company.
She also sent a text to Alyssa 5 weeks later, claiming producers encouraged her to start fights.
But she still said those things, and Australia was appalled.
Right, and I feel like I needed to sage my house after watching that toxic behavior.
Yes.
So I was shocked when she said Stella was wearing fake boots from Target. Brooke's main claim to fame is starring in a TV commercial for Kmart, which is actually owned by the same company as Target. Babe, you model for Kmart. You're not Bella Hadid.
So on MAFS after the dinner party on Stan, unseen footage revealed another shocking insult. Brooke asked a producer about her and Gia, who do you like better, the cool girls or the NBLs? When he asked what that meant, she replied, natural born losers. What?
So they played back footage to Stella and Alyssa, who were on the couch. Stella started crying even after all this time.
Yeah.
I think this bullying episode would have been triggering for a lot of people.
I know. And Stella handled herself so well at that dinner party with calm, emotional intelligence. I love her. She moved to Australia from Lithuania alone for a better life. She speaks 4 languages and runs her own brow and lash studio in Sydney.
She's shown such resilience. I want to support her and have her do my lashes.
Yeah, me too. I still can't believe Brooke mocked people's looks and outfits when she's a model.
Well, she called Alyssa a ratchet idiot with ratchet hair extensions, Danny a Timu Conor McGregor, and Stella effing dumb. This is from the same person who criticized Chris for body shaming women.
Brooke now admits that she acted like a cow and drank 2 bottles of champagne in the limo before the party.
I don't know how she was still standing. She knew she was going to be filmed. Manage yourself.
She later apologized to Alyssa and Stella via text. Stella simply replied, oh, babe, it's so fine. I mean, that's just pure class.
Absolutely. So Brooke is doing major damage control this week, and we see her storming out of the next commitment ceremony, this time for good. Girl, bye. I think MAFS now wants us to feel sorry for Chris after how awful Brooke's been. He went on MAFS after the dinner party on Stan and said he's changed since the experiment. Well, I hope so, because off camera, he's seriously messed up.
Host Jules Lund challenged him and said he wasn't sure he'd changed, and Chris clearly didn't like it, right? Do you think he's changed?
No, I still think he's the poster boy for toxic masculinity.
Mm.
But I do think maybe it was a wake-up call because no one's ever called him out on his shit before.
I did feel a little bad that he was crying, but I don't know about this guy. I'm not rolling out the welcome mat just yet.
Well, we discovered Chris, who's a regional AFL player, actually made headlines in 2024 for not cooperating with AFL Victoria salary cap investigators.
He refused to answer questions from integrity officials and in a landmark suspension was banned for playing for any club for 4 matches.
So why refuse to cooperate unless you're hiding something or you just want to be a dickhead?
Right. Then there's the Bondi Icebergs incident where an unnamed cast member invited podcaster Josh Fox to come and film content of them out to dinner by themselves.
Josh has now told the full story on MAFS Funny, saying Chris threatened him, allegedly saying he'd have put him in a headlock at his wedding, and then phoned him to imply he'd assault him if he ever saw him again. Josh felt so threatened, he went into the police station to report it.
Chris's camp now says it was a joke. But who jokes about violence? And if you listen to the podcast, it's far from a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, producers were furious that the cast went rogue and read them the riot act.
Chris now also admits he auditioned for multiple shows, including Big Brother and Survivor, saying, I was bored out of my mind at work and that he took the piss in his audition tapes. He said MAFS producers had to convince him to do the show.
But then why apply? I think he's just trying to save face now.
Yeah, so he was not on MAFS to find love.
He's now with Dookie United AFL team in Victoria, although Brooke said she heard he moved to the Gold Coast around the corner from her. I'm not sure we can believe anything she says.
I think Chris just went on the show because he was bored and producers convinced him. I think he didn't actually realize what he was getting himself into. And I think he's definitely regretting it now because he's not going to get any new opportunities from this whole thing. It's probably made his life even harder.
Yeah, and I think Brooke probably went on the show to further her modeling career. But this is what I don't understand, right? She is in the business of image. That's what modeling commercials, spokesmodel is, wouldn't she know that acting so terribly would cast a really negative image? Like, how did she expect to be more appealing to clients after acting like this?
Yeah, exactly. It's like her look is her brand, and who wants her as the face of their brand after this behavior? I totally agree.
Yeah, and she's now implying that she took the brief from producers to pick the fights with girls too seriously. But she still said all those things. You can't blame other people for all of these really personal
Mm,
insults that she just hurled at people. Plus, she should never, ever drink again. She
yeah.
cannot handle alcohol. Put the Prosecco down,
Yeah,
please.
especially not on camera. Don't drink on camera.
Yeah.
But I did think Chris, he seemed a little more self-reflective as
Mm,
the show went on. But I'm sure producers were feeding him lines because, they just wanted him to fit into their redemption arc.
yeah.
But I'm sure it's going to be confronting for him in the real world because people are going to go up to him. They're going to say what they think. They're going to judge him. And I can't even imagine how hard it's going to be for him to date now.
Yeah, and he might get on some other show. I mean, he originally applied for Big Brother and Survivor. I could see him
Mm,
on something like Survivor, Heroes versus Villains, or,
yeah.
I'm a Celebrity being the bad guy, the way a little bit like Denny Hines was on this season. He'll always be cast as that person that people love to hate. If he's fine with it,
Yeah.
fine. But I don't know. Is he fine with it? He kind of indicated on the after party show that he's felt a bit sensitive about all of this.
Yeah, well, I do wonder if he'll tone down the meathead locker room talk. So, in an earlier
Mm,
TikTok we put up about Chris, which got a lot of views, you made a point of saying, I think, that you hated how Chris said the F word 11 times
yeah.
during the wedding. So, he works in construction, he plays AFL footy, locker room talk. He doesn't have any sisters. I just hope being around women for a change has actually opened his eyes, and at least he'll be a tiny bit more self-aware.
I was also shocked at how many times Brooke said the F word. Why do you go on maths just swearing your head off? I mean, maybe
Hmm.
some people are swearers and they don't really care if what other people think of that. I just think it's
Yeah,
such a bad look.
it is.
In that dinner party, she said it so many times.
And Gia
Again,
as well. Yeah.
yeah, Brooke's a model. I do not understand. Someone explain to me what she's doing with her career. Can we get a manager on to explain this to
Yeah,
us? Or I do not
exactly.
get it. But you do know the one thing about reality TV is that people do tend to forget about these people the second the show
Mm.
ends. Maybe they won't ever forget Brooke, but remember how we were saying the other day, and I said to you something about Adrian? Was it Adrian? And you said,
Yes,
who's Adrian? It's like, Adrian, the
I
guy
know.
with the speech impediment who
The
was
people
really
who lived with us for 3 months in our heads rent free last year.
we've already forgotten about. And then another one, wasn't it? Who was the guy on, oh no, I've gone blank. Who was the guy on Big Brother? He came about Ed.
Oh yeah,
We
Ed.
said,
Yeah.
we were like, who's
Who's
Ed?
Ed?
Ed. Like, it's so funny, isn't it? Once this all blows over, she will pick up modeling, I'm sure, again. But it's not done much good for her short-term image. And I think it's really good that she's leaving the show.
Yeah, me too.